Their 7-game losing streak in their rematch back-to-back against College Park Skyhawks. And we're off. Let's have some fun here today. It's going to be College Park who get the first possession. And this game last night, the last night's version, was fast and furious, Tamika.
That last quarter was insane. To cut that deficit the way they did, to be there in that last possession. Here we go, Eugene.
You called him out before. Gino Euro step. He starts it off with a nice, easy 2. And the officials were letting them play. The pace was really good. It happened to go in the favor early on of College Park.
But you know what? They showed resilience, and that's kind of what the coach echoed in post-game, last game, pre-game, this game, just for them to be resilient and to give themselves a chance to win the game.
A nice battle on the guards. It goes 905's way. It's Tyler Perry who's going to pop it early on. It's so good to see Perry come into this one and just have the confidence to take that shot.
We know they talked about him coming off his probably best game of the season. He was so humble in that post-game presser. Just talking about his growth and his maturity and how he just needed to play his own game and continue to grow.
Foul called early on by our officiating crew. Today, the crew chief has been a Maru, Ian McClenny, and AJ Janelli are going to be the trio who are patrolling the court for us today.
They let a lot go yesterday. They got to play up, play physical, and it was really nice to see, actually.
Corner 3 from Jacob Toppin, and we don't want to see deja vu here for 905. Toppin getting his first start with College Park last night.
The Skyhawks just shoot so well from outside that if they get that confidence early, it will be a long night. Oh, the answer.
Gilliard with the answer, as you mentioned. And talking to the general manager from College Park earlier this evening, Aaron Stevens, he said that yes, his team is lethal from deep, but you can get in trouble when you get married to the 3 and it's not falling, and that's what he attributed their slow fourth quarter to as a big steal here from Raptors 905. Almost the and one, agility going up, and it's going to be a foul here.
That's big for them. They get a lot of energy from their defense, right? Talked about that with Coach before the game, that if they can come out at the beginning of the game and play intense like this, big steals, it will translate into early offense for them.
Charlie Brown Jr. at the line. This one foul shot will count for 2 points. It's going to be that way for the remainder of the game, except for the last 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. He knocks it down.
And that's a good sign. Good start when we're scoring from the line. You're attacking on defense and you're able to get that into early transition points.
Murray hands it off to Harris. Harris tries to get downhill. Gino with the defense, fast feet. Runs into a wall and has to abort to Toppin. Bowden looking for his, comes up short. Hustle play, and it's going to be a repossession for College Park. Harris thinks about it. Big time defense by Raptors 905, but a nice touch at the rim.
Usually when you can play that long of possession, transition.
What were you saying about the possession?
Usually when you make them play that long of possession, it translates into a stop or a rebound, and that's kind of what Coach was talking about earlier. They played really good defensive stretches just to give up an O-board or a foul at the end, and that's something he really wanted to get away from.
Baseline out of bounds play here for College Park. Outlet the ball to the top. Hauser quickly takes a peek. Instead, it's another corner 3 for College Park. This time, Dwight Murray Jr. knocking it down.
They share the ball so well that those open looks are there way too often, honestly.
Rui takes a peek. It's a little bit off, and now Harris once again will set things up for the Skyhawks. Back and forth they go. That one off right. Second chance opportunity like you just talked about, Tamika, and they cash in.
Yeah. They have to really rebound and make sure they're not getting a lot of O-boards to the Skyhawks.
Rui right to the glass, a nice touch.
And that's where he's at his best, when he's attacking the rim and he's able to get one step on the defender, use his body, and score.
Back into the corner for Toppin, where he's had some success, but a quick strip turnover back the other way. Gino loses the handle for a second, but adds to his point total early.
Brown has been very aggressive defensively early in this game. A lot of deflections, a lot of steals. He's really helping his team.
And that's the one thing that you can always rely on is your defense, right? Brown, a tough shooting night last night, as a number of 905 did. Brown going 4 of 17 from the field, but that defensive effort is something that head coach Drew Jones is looking for. Dancing to the rim is Bowden. Gets the and one.
Bowden had a really good game yesterday. He came out aggressive. You'll see on this play, he attacks the defense, and he's able to finish in a lot of creative ways. And we saw that a lot last night, so they'll have to keep him in front of him if they want to stay competitive in this game.
25 points, 7 rebounds, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc, and we couldn't believe how lights out this College Park team was from deep.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with that ability to attack the rim and then find the right spacing on the floor and hit open shooters. And when they find a shooter, they find a shooter.
This Gilliard-Murray matchup is something to look out for. Both guards fearless. The finger roll, little short transition. Bowden collects the pass, touches it off the glass.
905 need a good possession here. Settle in, set a play, take a good shot.
3 from the corner! Let's count it!
Mr. Biosteal himself.
Harris gets caught again, trying to get some footwork and find some space. Gets the outlet, sets a screen, and a foul called at the 3-point line. That's going to be on Tyler Carey.
That's a tough call. He was just there. He was in good position, hands low, and you rip your hands through.
Thank you, Lindsay. What a contradiction, if you will. A calming presence who's going to bash some heads in the paint, if you will. And Love is somebody who played in the CBL, as you mentioned, for the River Lions. They signed him last May, spent some time in Cleveland, Memphis Hustle. So as is the nature, Tamika, of the NBA G League, moving pieces. A 4-point lead here early on for 905. Spacing is also a big thing on offense that head coach Drew Jones wanted, as they get the defender to bite and takes it to the rim for two-ace bounce for 2.
That's exactly the type of possession they was talking about. They spread the floor, spread the ball around, ball moved, it had freedom, and then you attack a bad closeout for a bucket.
Caught up in the paint, turnover, and once again in transition.
There it is.
Gino Omorui with the flush. And this is exactly what the 905 needed from him early on. Assertiveness and a foul back the other way.
It's just a little bit of a collapse, right? You beat the first defender, you dish the ball off, and that little help the helper needs to be a little bit quicker. But if you're looking at what they've done this first quarter, this is a completely different team in the first quarter than we saw last night. Coach really echoed, can we do in the fourth, in the first?
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're seeing today, which is great.
Got to start on time. You don't want to find yourself in a position where you're always chasing it. Nice ball work there by College Park.
And that's their strong side, obviously. Swing the ball around the outside, find open players.
905 having a meeting before the game where just looking to galvanize the group. Things can get a little difficult when you've lost 7 in a row. And so head coach is just saying we want to make sure we're reflecting, making the most of our possessions like they are now, and Carey takes it inside. And also the energy that we've seen so far.
Harry's been really great, even to start this game. He's attacking the rim, he's playing within himself, he's not doing anything too crazy, he's taking what the defense gives him, and he's being successful at that.
Coming from a school in a mid-conference, kind of big fish in a small pond, if you will, and Talking to him last night after the game, it's an adjustment to come into the G League and have to find a role and what your team needs, which changes on any given night. Adjust your expectations, but then discover your potential.
I love how he gave ode to, playing behind really good guards and understanding that his time would come and he just had to stay focused.
First substitution here. First set of substitutions, we're going to see Tyreek Key and Lacey James as well. James, his first game with 905 yesterday. Third year in the G League. Signed a standard NBA G League contract today.
Yeah, and we only saw him for about a minute or two yesterday, his first day up here. I think, but with Castleton leaving, you're going to need James to fill that void, be that big body inside, give him some real solid minutes in the paint.
James gets his first touch, quickly gives it up to Perry, sets a screen. Defended by Toppin. Murray doesn't back down to Gilliard, who pops the shot. That's off. Goes up against the shot clock.
I know the shot clock's running down, so it's a shot you take. That's probably not the offense that the 905 are looking for right now. They really are a team that does better when they have ball movement and they swing both sides of the floor and they're able to catch defenders in a position that they don't want to be in.
Skyhawks substitution, Jarkel Joyner is now on the floor. He's going to give Murray a rest.
And the Skyhawks, really, they can rotate anyone in, and everyone who comes off the bench can shoot.
Juricic stops and pops. That rolls off the rim. 905 back the other way. Perry once again. Swings it to Gilliard. Heavy gets in the paint. Out to Key. That's no good, and Toppin gets the rebound and back the other way.
You like that possession, though. A couple penetrations, feet in the key, you kick it out to a wide-open shooter, and, next time you knock that one down.
Toppin contested under the bucket, blocked. Nice pass, but the hold is called on the defense. Lacey James, a nice job using his body to box out.
That's exactly what they brought him in here for, right? Be a big presence inside, hold a seal. And if they don't make that pass, they don't get that call.
Good. Charlie Brown Jr. returning to the game. Bowden takes the seat. And Kennedy Chandler is going to throw in the ball here. One of the things that 905 need to see from their guards, too, is when they try to penetrate and get in the paint, as the shot goes up, rattles in and out. Gino cleans it up.
Gino is everywhere tonight.
He's really doing what he needs to do, providing that spark for 905. And to just finish my point, when those guards get in the paint, making good decisions.
Yeah.
Not picking up their dribble, not trying to go up against the trees and get caught. Be smart with it.
Yeah, and that's a learning process too, right? You're talking about Perry's first year here. The game's faster. Players are bigger. Whether or not you're coming from the NBA or Conference USA like he is, the game is different when you get to the next level. And so there is a transition period there. I like that foul, though. That foul's out of commission, not a omission.
Technically, he's net zero on the fouls.
Yeah.
Got one on the offensive end, took one on the defensive end. We're going to get two shots here for the Skyhawks. It's going to be Franklin at the line. One shot, Franklin at the line.
Come left.
James with the handle. Meets Hauser, pops it out wide. The shot doesn't fall. 905 have gone a little cold here from three. Swing pass, Hauser. Absolutely.
That's the problem. They make you pay from outside if you make one slight defensive mistake. So you see the double team they wanted to go with slightly. it wasn't hard enough to stop that pass from coming out, and Hauser made them pay.
Joey Hauser, first shot of the game, first make of the game.
And as good as the Skyhawks have still shot the ball, like this is a much better start for your 905.
And then you have Zissou, who's going to be out for the remainder of the season with an injury. And so that on top of Jamison Battle, who's been recalled by the Toronto Raptors, Colin Castleton, who's getting his first piece of action with the big club against the Utah Jazz tonight. Everything's in flux. But this group, Tamika, has come out strong.
You've got to appreciate how challenging it can be to be a player in this league and to be ready to go at any moment. A coach in this league. Yeah. Being able to change your rosters, look at your offenses, see who the next man up is, and make sure that you can prepare for the next game.
What's the one question we always ask when we're invited to a party, right? Who's all going to be there?
Yeah.
The coaches, same thing before every game. Who's all going to be there?
Yeah.
And then trying to figure out a game plan to play to everyone's strengths.
Yeah, you want to be competitive every night, right? You're out here to be competitors. So at the end of the day, you got to be ready to go.
Oh, a beautiful fadeaway on the baseline, cutting the lead to 1 by Juricic. Turnover, and back the other way goes Franklin. See if they can take the lead here for the first time tonight. Singleton drives and misses, and we have a very special guest. Tamika, would you like the honors?
Hey, girl.
Would you like the honors?
I don't know who this girl is. She's new people. No. I've only known her since birth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kia Nurse. Welcome to our broadcast.
Thank you. I hear this is the fun part. I'm here.
100%.
We're glad to have you, of course. Kia Nurse, Canadian icon. This is the embarrassing part.
Yeah.
Women's Canadian basketball icon, member of the Chicago Sky and the WNBA, just general ambassador for the women's game. And you know, what does it feel like to be here for an event like this where all women are being celebrated?
I mean, I love the fact that this is an all-women's broadcast. I love being able to sit here with both of you and be in a place where I think it's so important, representation, having people here speaking about a men's basketball game who know their stuff, who are really intelligent about it. And so I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to see all the young women in the fans in the stands as well. And it's International Women's Day. Come on now.
I know. I love it. When they asked me and Tamika to do it again, I was like, yes, but only if your sister comes. And so it was in my contract.
Sometimes people are like, will you come? Because I think she might show up. I'm like, yeah.
I was wondering how I got here.
15 seconds left here in the first quarter. Joyner is going to try and dribble down the clock, maybe get a shot with just a few seconds left. Beautiful step back to the side. He lets it fly. That's off. And a foul called here.
That's the worst. Never foul at that time.
Those are the ones, Kia, where your coach is like staring you down, or you won't even make eye contact with them.
No. You don't look. Right now, as he's doing, you act confused. Like I didn't foul, or I didn't think you were going to call it, but smart play.
You pull a finger, like replay. That wasn't a foul. That wasn't it.
Too early to pull the replays, unfortunately. But this is, and you're putting him on the free throw line.
Oh, and he took him out.
Tough day.
Toppin coming in for the rebound. I think it was more strategic than malicious, that substitution. We'll call it that at least. The shot here from Chandler is good. And one of the things that, Kia, we have been seeing a ton is just women's basketball finally getting the respect it deserves. Let's just call it what it is, because all of us know how special the women's game is, and now the rest of the world is catching up.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's really exciting and having that opportunity, right? And I think a big piece of it is representation and finally having the opportunity to kind of be on TV.
No, I did not. I promise I did not. I learned it from Dad, and so did you, and they were bad.
And my jump shot really came from Coach Dariema and the coaching staff at UConn, if I'm going to be honest with you.
That's why she had one.
They fixed it in my second year of college, thankfully. Yeah. But I will say my sister did teach me that you need to have the attitude that you're better than absolutely every single person on the floor, because you go out there and then you have that kind of killer instinct.
Yes.
I watched her do that for years, and I was like, ooh, I need just like a slice of that confidence. Just a slice of it would be awesome. And she was really fast. She told me I was not fast. I'm not fast, but I try to be like her.
Oh, you're cute. I really appreciate you.
Wholesome moments brought to you by Raptors 905 on International Women's Day. Kia, thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you go and hope to see you again soon.
Great. Enjoy the broadcast, everybody.
I'm going to stir the pot is what I'm going to do, Tamika.
Okay.
With you and your sister.
I know.
I just remember last year, you're like, she copy-pasted my whole life, and then she
really
did it better.
That's it. She's like, hi, how did you want to live your life? How can I be 100 times better at it? And she was, so good for her.
But really and truly, things have grown leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's something that I could have imagined, certainly hoped for. But just the trajectory is something that's so beautiful to see.
You know, the fact that we're sitting here celebrating, like International Women's Day, and they have International Women's Day in sports, like the fact that we're at that point is a testament to these people that are trailblazers and paved the way. And there will be some that come after her that will be better, and that's what's exciting, right?
Foul called here. Coach Drew Jones's arms raised in protestation. And it's going to be 9:05's ball as we run this back here and see what he was asking for the foul on.
Right there. That is, of course, a foul. Why did we have to think about it?
9:05, 34, College Park 28. Here in the second quarter at Paramount Fine Foods. Tamika Nurse, Ashley Docking.
905 are playing way more aggressive, both offensively and defensively today. This is a whole nother team than we saw in the first three quarters of last night.
And it's a team that, again, they want to play strong defense. They want to make things difficult for their opponent. It feels like their magic number, if you will, might be around the 120 mark. They've hit it 12 times, and they've only lost one of those games. So if you're not going to outscore your opponents, you got to make sure you're making their night difficult on the offensive end of the ball. Not like that. Straight shot, coast to coast, 2 points. It's who else? Jordan Bowden, who's been a problem. A nice rebound by Brown Jr. He goes reverse.
Brown is having himself a night. He is active everywhere. Defensively on the O boards, shooting the ball pretty well.
Well, and the way your defense can ignite your offense, that's just science.
And defense is just effort, right? You work hard, you can play smart, and you can translate that into easy points.
Hustle play by James. He outlets to Perry, and they're on the move. Guerrier at the corner thinks about it. Chandler pops. Front rim, and it's Toby who collects the rebounds. Tobin. Crossover. Ooh, a nice job getting to the rim, but a good recovery by James. The foul called, however.
Kudos to James for getting out there and defending that small guard. Like, that's a tall task for him. And what we talked about pregame with Coach was that he had good feet and could play defensively. And yes, he does get a foul on that play, but Joyner is a small, shifty guard that he just kept, contested until that last minute.
Joyner, 25 years old, spent his last college season at North Carolina State and also parts of 3 years at Ole Miss. Knocks it down. Slowly cutting to this lead are College Park. That early offensive touch from Raptors 905. Diminished ever so slightly, but that defensive effort still well in hand. Chandler loses the handle, gets it. Gino at the rim.
The 905 have a little bit of a smaller lineup here than the Skyhawks. So their advantage is at that perimeter. So they can continue to attack the paint. They should be able to find open kicks or, what you just saw right there, finish at the rim.
Guricic called for the travel, trying to make his way to the rim. It's going to be 9:05 ball. Delay of game warning for College Park. Chandler watched by Joyner. Guerrier bounce pass. Uses the handle.
Coach wants to call on that one.
Yeah, if I'm a coach, I want to call on everything. That's the beautiful thing about being a coach, is that there's moments where you just get to be fully biased and no one's going to say anything. Of course it was foul. Toppin! Smooth.
That offside action is giving Nanopep a little bit of trouble. Ball handler dribbles away, you get a downstream. And that defender's not sliding up as quick as you'd like to. When you give a shooter like that with the Skyhawks, you have to move fast.
And all of them can knock it down. This is a team that, at one point this season, went 68% from beyond the arc in the first half. It's the first time in NBA G League history that a team has done that with 25-plus attempts. So they're very dangerous. Offensive foul going to be called.
No basket on the play. Offensive foul on Charles Raptors.
Omo Rui.
That's a tough call. That was a good take. You know, when you're undersized, your job is to use your body. So he attacks Toppin in the body. You see how strong he is in there. And I don't know, he got hooked a couple times before he decided to throw an arm.
A little arm battling there.
Yeah.
I think the last one, elbow got up a little bit closer to the jaw. The officials are going to err on the side of caution.
You never see the first one. You always see the second.
1,000%. Juricic, once again, he is feeling it today. The Serbian now with a steal, gets on the ground, hustles.
There's Gino.
The reverse miss, transition, Toppin. Joyner, short. There's that effort from Brown Jr. that we've been enjoying all game as he calls for the ball back, but it's going to be Gilliard takes it to the paint.
Brown really has been everywhere.
Spin move! A little trickery from the big man.
Gino's already got 16. He's got 5 boards. Like, he is everywhere on the floor today.
Very efficient, 8 of 11, nearly 50% of his team's points so far through a quarter and a half. Tyler Perry called for a foul. It's going to be sideline out of bounds for the Skyhawks.
See a lot of substitutions coming here. They're playing hard. And that requires a lot of energy. So you see them look a little gassed right now. But that's what you want, right? Like, they kept talking about how they needed to play 4 full quarters of their basketball, how they needed to play their identity, and they were going to find guys that were willing to do that. And I think what you've seen in these first 2 quarters so far is players that were willing to buy in and get that done for the squad.
Juricic feeling brazen. He pops it. Yeah, and air ball. Happens to the best of us. That would have tied it up. But instead, we're going to have a little timeout.
Spark with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block shot. And I asked him just about his game and how he felt it was working last night, even today. And he says it's all about his confidence. He says in this league, you have to wait your turn. And he's been behind some great vets on this squad that he's been learning from. And he's watching and he's staying ready. Ashley?
Thanks, Lindsay. Yeah, and one thing about Perry is he's going to contribute in a couple of ways, right? As Key knocks it down from the corner, Perry score, a couple assists, couple of rebounds, and, you know, also an opportunity here for Tyreek Key, 6'2", guard out of Tennessee, played for the Vols, spent 4 years before that at Indiana State. He's somebody who went undrafted 2023. But has a little bit of juice and jam here tonight. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah. 43-38. Raptors 9:05. Standing pat on this lead. 3-second in the key violation now called on Murray. Defensive 3-second violation. So it's going to be Gilliard who gets the shot here.
Skyhawks are getting beat inside, right? They're penetrating, they're getting putbacks. So they're going to try really hard to attack the pin as much as possible. This translates into a defensive 3 seconds in the key on that one.
Well, it's a good observation as well because, listen, okay, they're going to hit some shots from the outside. They may be more fortified in that department, but they're not going to beat us at all inside then. We're going to have to take it to them. If they're more comfortable on the outside, let's get dirty. He thinks about it instead, gives it to Gilliard, surveys. Him and Murray have been going head-to-head. That pass, a little bit off. Miscommunication as Guerrier tried to cut to the bucket at the same time.
I like the intention, right? You want to get to beat the key. You want to find an open man. You're trying to find your teammate on the weak side to exploit a mismatch.
Gudicic takes it to the bucket. That's good for 2. Rui, nice spin move once again. That footwork, that soft touch.
I like that play call. You got to go to your man inside when things are getting tough, right? You haven't scored in a second. The game's getting a little bit tighter. You go to the guy who's getting you where you need to.
28 years old. Homo Rui. Played for Oregon. You know a little something about that.
Let's go Ducks.
Joined Raptors 905 on November 11th after being waived by the Timberwolves. He attended Orangeville Prep, so familiar face here on 905, which, listen, I do like that they do that. And it's not to say that these players are on the team because they have local connections. But if you can get a player who's going to help you win and make an impact, and then also you get that support from the community and that groundswell, it's a win-win.
I really liked Castleton last night, especially asked him what he knew about Toronto and what he knew about the organization.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, it's cold. But then he said the organization is known for development. The Raptors use the 905 to develop their talent. And you want your G League team to be known for that, for actually developing the talent, moving it up to the big team, and seeing success at that level. And I think the 905 have really found the blueprint of success for that.
Castleton here on a 10-day. He's now with the big club, getting his first look of the action tonight against Utah. Up top! Charlie Brown Jr. on the hoop from Gino. With those moments of electricity on the offensive end that lead to big defensive stops like that, but the second chance opportunity once again, a killer.
There's nothing more deflating than playing really good defense for that long, giving up an O-board and letting them hit a 3.
Murray Jr. 2 for 2 from 3 tonight. Backdoor cut, beautiful! Textbook from Key.
Gino is having himself a day.
A little bit of exhaustion there. Gets beat on the dribble. Gives up a foul. But this is the thing of beauty.
Look at this attack. Eyes up, drop it down.
No luck.
Big dunk. Yeah, that's teamwork. That's playing together. That's having court vision. And that's hard when you don't play together all the time.
Homo Rui's going to take a seat, get a break. 9 for 12 from the field, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 18 points. It's the 3 personal fouls. And just the general effort. He's going to need to take a break if they're going to rely on him late in this game. Murray, absolutely. Trying to fire himself up and his teammate. Chandler. The answer! And the casualness of Chandler's game. Hello, sir. He's like, oh, anything you can do? Gotcha. Oh, inside slip. Beautiful. 2 points once again for Gudicic. He now has 14.
But if you think about last night, that was the difference. They could score 2, and then the Skyhawks would come down, and they would score 3. And now it's way more balanced. Shooting way better from the 3-point line.
Chandler thinks about it. Harris all over it. That one won't go. Kevon Harris goes up, gets fouled. Harris, 905 alumni, as a matter of fact.
Welcome back, sir.
Welcome back. played 35 games, all starts with College Park, averaging 19.7 points, 6.9 rebounds, 3.7 assists, all well shooting a casual 44% from 3.
905 needs to start looking at this foul trouble. You've got Quincy with 3. You've got Gino with 3. It's a long game, and you're going to need them to play big minutes down the stretch, given the lineup. You're going to have to make sure they can stay in the game.
Which sometimes means, and it's kind of against our competitive instinct, knowing when you're beat.
Yeah.
Is a big part of it. All right, everything. So the next up game, he was named the MVP, 13 points in that performance, and just great to see that, again, the NBA G League is doing what it is supposed to do.
Yeah, his minutes haven't really changed, but every other statistic he's grown in.
Efficiency is key, and Murray's looking pretty good here tonight. He drops another 2. 4 for 4, 11 points.
This point guard battle is something that's kind of like on display today.
Right?
I love smaller lineups. The guards get to play.
No one backing down. Key once again trying to get it from the corner. That one comes up a little short. Bowden's been a little quiet, but a nice defensive effort by James once again. Just a little too wily. A tough matchup.
I was literally just about to say that. Bowden's been so quiet. We watched yesterday's game. We were like, wow, look at him go. He's been quiet today. And kudos to the 905 for that then. You know what I mean? Like watching him last night, getting a fresh scout, figuring out player personnel and what to take away from him.
The shot's good for 2. And now it's College Park who are going to enjoy their first cushion of the game. Up 4. Key goes right to left. Acrobatic. Called for a travel. So that won't count as Gilliard is about to re-enter the game.
It's this Gilliard-Murray battle that I do really like to see. They're both smaller guards, handle it quick, see the floor really well.
Yesterday they were going head-to-head as well, so it's nice for these back-to-backs to get that continuation. And, you know, quite frankly, there's a lot at stake here for both teams. You have both trying to compete for a playoff spot. The top 6 in the conference will go. As Toppin turns it over.
I think what you see, too, when you play back-to-backs is you see the adjustments. Who's able to make better adjustments? And right now, I feel really good about the adjustments that the 905 made from yesterday to today. They just look like a very different team.
Kudos to the coaching staff, kudos to the players for executing, and that's going to be a tough one on Lacey James, who felt like he set up shop, put a mailbox in the lawn, had a couple decor items added, but called for a foul regardless.
He's standing pretty straight up down there.
Little conversation with the official. Nonetheless, it's going to be Harris at the line. Shooting 1 for 2.
James is going to have to watch those fouls. He's got 4 personals now. Like we said, that's a lot of players with foul trouble. And you'll see that when you play more aggressive. So you don't want to take away from that, but they are going to have to be conscious of what's going on, right?
Gilliard gets the switch. Litchich gets the ball bounced off his foot, out of bounds, and now we're going to get to see the new addition to 905, Loudon Love, taking the floor for the first time tonight in black and purple. These International Women's Day kits looking sharp.
They are very nice.
That over and back is called on 905. And so that's the making the most of the possessions that we talked to Coach about pregame, right? A quote-unquote simple, yes, the defense was there, inbounds pass that goes over and back, and now it's an opportunity for College Park to increase their lead.
Just not hurting yourself, right? Making a simple play and making sure that you get every possession that you've earned.
Shots fired as Dwight Murray Jr. takes it right to the rack off the dribble. Now he D's up Gilliard. Gives it up to Brown Jr. Chandler surveys. Brown Jr. now, Harris on the switch. Foul called, off ball. Holding. And that's going to be on Bowden, his second foul of the match.
It's a good slip.
Great seal.
Really good position. And you only get that call if you attempt to make that pass.
That's the second time they ran that action, and the first time it was Lacey James who drew the foul. And Gilliard gets his lick back on Murray with that three. Toppin drives, turns it over, Loudon. And the foul was called on Harris. He's going to get dinged for a tap on Chandler.
The 905's defensive effort tonight is something they should really be proud of.
Yeah, that's swipe there from Harris. He's trying to turn the ball over once again. A little too much contact, and now Kennedy Chandler at the line. Currently, College Park sitting in the 8th spot, vying for the top 6 to get into the postseason, and things are so close in the conference that 905 went from 9th to 11th with 1 loss. It's crazy. It's going to lead for an exciting end to the season.
That's what you want. You want the season to be competitive. You want every game to matter. It makes a big difference when you've got to get up for a game that matters every single day.
Gilliard on top. Toppin defending Gilliard. Off to go to Love. Gets his first offensive touch. Kicks it out wide. Miscommunication. That goes into the crowd. Turnover. Really, it's just been a tale of almost 2 seasons for this 905 group. From late December to mid-Feb, they were 12-6, and then almost on Valentine's Day, heartbreak in more than one way. February 13th to March 6th, 0-7. It's what they've been going through right now, trying to find their way out of this streak, and sometimes it just takes one win to turn things around.
You gotta also remember that losing Lawson is a big blow for this squad, right? Like, that's a big blow. So he's as good as it gets in the G League, and he could make any team competitive. So it was nice to see him out here yesterday supporting his team on the bench. Like, he was never too big time.
No, he was in the huddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's breaking it down with the group as Chandler tries to beat the buzzer. That one had a little too much on it, rolls off the front of the rim, and it's a 6-point game here at the half.
I like what it looked like today, and these guys have really stepped into the moment, taken their opportunity, and taken advantage of it. I love Perry getting the start today. I love after the game he had yesterday that he's rewarded for sticking with it and playing his game. And I'm really, really excited to see what this next half looks like.
905 look to establish themselves. We have a fadeaway shot coming from Gino. That's off, and it's Harris who's going to conduct things the other way. He looks for the opportunity to get in the paint, takes it, and one. Kevon Harris making his former team pay.
It's always nice to come back and play the old team, right? You
Always.
Want to play well. You just need it. You need the dagger.
You have that extra grit, that determination, and the acrobatics here from Harris as he'll shoot one. That's good. 3 of 4 now from the line for Harris. 13 points so far tonight. College Park in the middle of their longest road trip of the season. It's going to be the second of 5 games. And, you know, their history against 905 has not been kind to Raptors. It's been College Park who's won 7 straight against 905 dating back until last year. So this would not only put Raptors 905 on the right track, it would end multiple streaks if they're able to pull it out here.
And that's a good offensive possession here to get early in this half. Perry on a backdoor cut off the little post drop.
Still looks like going to have Gino anchoring the paint. Keeping Bowden in check has been good. Even Toppin has had his moments early on as he gets up to put that one back. But those 2 early threes from Toppin and then, you know, keeping kind of things at bay. It's not as though there's been one scorer, although Murray Jr. has 16, that's really gone and taken it from 9:05 tonight.
No, and Toppin is a scorer, right? That's a 40-minute-a-night guy who scores a lot of points. So to have him with 8 points in the first half, that's a really good defensive effort by an undersized team right now.
Well, yeah, especially he had 27 last night. And again, you see the beautiful vision from Gino trying to get that pass, and it's going to be Charlie Brown at the line.
Gino and Charlie Brown have been a really good 1-2 punch tonight. Gino sees the floor well. Charlie Brown plays in space well, and he's been aggressive.
Brown, Philadelphia native, played out of St. Joseph's for the Hawks. You know, he spent time in the NBA, 49 career NBA games as well. Just, you know, looking for that place to find home, find a role. He'll be up top and now. That'll be a good battle. Bowden from the elbow. Cash. Just the weather. Me and Colin Castleton begging for a thaw. Gilliard and Murray once again back at it. Gino! Oh, the kiss off the glass rolls just over the front of the rim.
That's good offense. Screen, roll, dishing to an open man, making the defense adjust. Those are going to drop for you.
Just like that one. Dropped from the corner from Hauser. He's 2 for 2. 6 points from College Park.
Amazing women in the community that help each other and support each other, including Abby Albino from Make Way, Olivia Ho from the Give and Grow. It was a phenomenal moment and so far been a great game, especially with my special broadcasting co-host tonight with Tamika Nurse and Ashley Docking. What's up, ladies?
Lindsay, we love you. Lindsay, the best in the game. We need to do this more than once a year, my dear. I can't wait to see you again. All right, Gino. Trying to do a heat check here for 9:05 as they're down 12, 9.5 left in the third quarter. Still early, but don't want to revert back to giving up the easy outside shots like last night. Toppin finds Bowden down low, but that pass a little too much on it.
But that's great defense. You made him uncomfortable out there at that three-point line. He did not know what to do with the ball. Turnover, bad pass.
Back the other way. Gilliard. Gets it back, sizes up Toppin. Beautiful floater.
He played really well yesterday as well, even in that loss. When the fourth quarter came about, he was one of the catalysts for that big run. So I think if they can get him going in this second half, they can take advantage of that.
And quite frankly, he was also the floor general. So he had 17 points last night against College Park, but 9 assists as well. So if you're not getting it for yourself, you got to get it for your teammates. He was able to do a little bit of both. Omo Rui backs into the paint, goes left, misses. Bowden collects. Omo Rui down still, charge on the offensive end. Hauser absolutely tries to take Gilliard's head off.
Gino took one to the face down there. He hasn't crossed half yet.
On the way down, on the rebounds. Ooh.
Bottom got him in the face. He seems to be up and moving, blinking a little bit more than he would like to, I'm sure. But he's going to stay in the game, obviously.
Those are the ones that sting your eyes,
right?
Too.
Looking for a contact.
Charlie Brown for 3. Absolutely, sir.
Charlie Brown from downtown Philly.
You know those Philly Johns you got to watch out for. They don't play. Gilliard, nice defense. Murray comes up short. Foul off ball. And it's on Murray. His 5th. Check that, his first. I was looking at his assists. It's much better prospectus for him the rest of the game.
And he's asking his teammates to stay. They don't have the board yet. Where are you going? Somebody help me. I shouldn't have to take a foul.
from the top. He likes the look of it. Charlie Brown there to clean it up. It won't fall.
We like the aggression on the boards, though. If 905 can continue to stay on the O boards, they can get some easy looks for themselves.
So positive plays that end up adding up very quickly. Gino with his now signature spin move and a finger roll.
And that's a couple of really good possessions offensively and
Scored 30-22. Three-point shooting was a struggle, 4 of 11 today so far. They're at a 33% clip, Tamika, which is better than it was last night. So that's got to be good for them. But I think the one thing that they're doing is not living and dying by the three and trying to go shot for shot with College Park.
Well, we said it all night long. This looks like a different team. And there's nothing worse than going into a halftime and trying to make adjustments and coming out and getting outscored 33-22 like happened yesterday. I think what you're seeing is a team who learned from last night's game, which is the advantage of playing a team back-to-back.
Back-to-back. That's why we love a series. That's how rivalries get made.
Yeah. That's
all the good stuff there. It's going to be a sideline out-of-bounds play. Guerrier is going to take it for 905. Gilliard right there to collect. And now it's Joyner who gets the defensive assignment on the 905 guard. Backdoor cut! Charlie Brown Jr., excuse me.
He plays really free. Like, when you see him walk onto the floor, it's like, I'm just about to hoop. Like, there's no stress, there's no negative energy in it. When you play like that, it translates in the game. Like, everything feels a little bit easier.
Allow the game to come to you. Foul called on 905. Going to send Juricic to the line.
And I think when you have a player that's playing like that, when you have Gino playing like that, and they're just playing free, it translates to the rest of the team. You get a different energy, you get a different vibe. You step out here and you're just here to hoop.
That backdoor cut had him feeling some kind of way because he did not hold back.
No. He said, I am here.
Don't forget about me. Don't sleep on me. Matter of fact, Juricic now has 18 for College Park. Toppin with a hand in the cookie jar. Doesn't get caught this time, and it's Gino who's going to try and back down the defense. Charlie Brown. Oh, yeah. Rack it up. As I said, feeling some kind of way. Baseline for Bowden. Foul called on Tyler Perry.
That's a tough call. That's a momentum swing, right? Charlie Brown from downtown doing everything that is being asked of him today.
If he ever wrote a children's book,
I would be really
great
good
title.
at it, I think. Charlie Brown from downtown.
But it's that inside-outside game too, right? Now that Gino's established that presence and he's a threat on the interior, everyone's crashing down. They got an extra eye on him. Boom, outside. Brown Jr. open three.
Well, they're admittedly playing a little bit of small ball, so what's going to be your advantage? Your guard play.
Guerrier is going to go to the line. As Gilliard showing off some nice handles. Whoop! You reach, I teach. That's what the old heads say. One for two at the line.
He really is really smooth with the ball. He doesn't seem rushed. He doesn't seem like prone to turnovers. The ball's on a string and he knows where it is. He doesn't have to see it.
You mentioned it, a bright spot yesterday for 905.
He plays with so much energy, right? It's infectious. And you need that from your point guard position because the team goes as he goes.
Another three from Hauser, 3 for 3 from deep. He's heating up. Gilliard trying to settle things down. Guerrier calling for it. It's Gino who says, I'm taking it to the rack. Hauser can't hold me. Using some of that strength to bully ball his way into the paint.
He's just taking advantage of what the defense gives him. He's playing very smart. He's attacking the personnel that's in front of him. And Charlie Brown with the steal.
Cookies on the flash. It's that two-man game that we've come to love.
They really are two complementary pieces.
point again.
No way.
Charlie Brown Jr., sir.
I want to count how many deflections Charlie Brown Jr. has. I would like someone to give me that stat.
Those hustle stats added to his 22 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. We're only in the third quarter. It's a heck of a performance. Subbing back in for College Park, Kevon Harris, the wily vet, 5 years of G League experience, trying to settle things down. He's guarded by Gino. That 3 rolls off the rim. The second chance opportunity for College Park in play.
That is if you're going to have them undersized and you're switching screens, you end up with Charlie Brown and Hauser and that disadvantage in the post on that rebound.
Toppin cleans it up. 2 more for College Park. Hezzy from Gilliard. Nice job. Key! Showing off some athleticism, but it's once again cleaned up by Goodyear. And you know what? That's the second chance, third chance opportunities that the 905, to be fair, are giving up on the offensive end or defensive end, but making it count for themselves as well.
Well, those are the opportunities you weren't getting yesterday. That's the difference. Those hustle plays, those things that you can control just by your actions, those were not happening yesterday.
The difference is that College Park has 16 second chance points and Raptors 905 has 7. So you're getting those turnovers, you're forcing misses, but now you have to go back the other way and be a little bit more precise, especially when you're in and around the bucket. Those 3-point shots, you know, you say it's a good shot, let it fly, and then call it before it goes in. Is it a good shot, a bad shot? But around the rim, you want to be a little bit more assured.
Long shots, long rebounds, right? You got to box out.
It's tough on the small ball game. So you win some, you lose some. All right, now Gilliard once again on the ball. Key. Duryea, absolutely. He bangs another 3 home, his second of the night, double-digit points.
That's definitely an aspect of his game that he's developed as he's gotten older. He was athletic. He was a rim attacker. He could always defend. But that 3-point shot has come later on in his game.
Joyner misses, but gets the ball back, goes downhill immediately, short on the rim, second chance, misses, but it's Harris and his assertiveness paying off.
That's his fourth personal foul in the fifth.
Quincy Guerrier, he is called for the foul on that one. As the Raptors 905 pull with him too.
See here, this is exactly what Coach talked about pregame. Playing really good defense and then giving up these boards. It is exhausting to play defense for that long. So you've got to be able to box out even though you're undersized.
You don't get that jolt, that adrenaline from those strong defensive series. Harris, good for 2. 4-point game here at Paramount Fine Food Center International Women's Day broadcast. Lindsay Dunn doing her thing on the sideline. Tamika Nurse joins me, Ashley Docking. And it's Charlie Brown Jr. with the heat check. Would have had this whole place erupting if he knocked that one down. Already has 22 tonight. Blocked by James. And that's the exact kind of come from behind block that he attempted twice in the first half. Got called on 2 fouls, but seems to have mastered it and potentially, you know, against a bit of a slower opponent in that moment.
Absolutely, and he's still new here, getting his feet wet, but that's exactly what they talked about that he was going to bring to the table. The ability to move his feet, give them a rim protector, and in limited minutes, again, because of some foul trouble, he's been able to show that he has that ability.
Been in the G League since 2022. Grand Rapids, spent some time in Texas. He was with Windy City, 28 appearances last season. Looking to contribute to what would be a massive win for this franchise here on a 7-game losing streak, heading into the final breaths of the season, looking to make a playoff push.
It'll be interesting to see what the 905 can do here in this next kind of 2 minutes when they do have James on the floor and playing with that true big, what that looks like for their lineup.
Joyner manages to gain control. Hauser for 3, misses for the first time tonight, and rebound shutting it down, our 905.
And that was your center contesting at the 3-point line.
Chalk it up under things we love to see.
I really do. I really do.
But and it's those effort plays too, right? Where there's no ego, there's no pride. I'm going to run out, give my best shot. If I get beat, okay, fine. But I'm not going to make anyone have an easy look here. Not at this point in the game. Joyner on the handle.
Now they're in the point guard.
Yeah, James, tough assignment. That falls for 2. Perry now.
2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the third.
James eyes Chandler's backdoor cut. Instead, Brown Jr. is the one who gets it. Top of the 3, excuse me. And James, that's tough luck. Banging around in the paint and gets called for an off-ball foul.
That's really unfortunate. He was just rolling to the rim.
That's what you say when you're bigger than the person that you have a foul against, eh? It's not my fault that they're smaller than me. Get in the gym, a couple extra reps.
I feel like it was on that one, though.
Hauser takes it into the paint, blocked, but a foul called. That's the 6th for Lacey James. Here, 1:40 left in the third.
Raptors, number 32, Lacey James. That's his 5th and disqualified person.
6th foul. Lacey James' night is over, and it's just an unfortunate series of events that you get one on the offensive end for simply rolling to the bucket and then adding on to it.
Can't get a sub to get him out in time, too, right?
Absolutely. So they'll be without Lacey James' presence for the rest of the game. Raptors 9:05. Perry, confident. We love to see it. That's good for 3.
That's Conference USA's Player of the Year, ladies and gentlemen.
And don't you forget it.
Put some respect on his name.
Travel called. He, all up in his kitchen, draws the violation. And it's a couple times you've mentioned the kind of low-key nature of a few players on this team, and you know that goes to scouting. As Murray's called to the foul there, it's like we have a type of player that we want to help develop, and a lot of them are going to have similar assets and attributes.
The whole point of this G League is to develop talent for your big teams, and the 905 have done it, if not the best in the league. You look at people like Pascal and Van Fleet, like. They know exactly what they're doing down here. And so if you're a player in the G League and you get to play for the 905, you got to think like, I have a real opportunity to do something. And I just need to buy in and listen to the coaching staff.
And proximity, too. I think that's a huge benefit. That's one of the reasons they went and got this team. I think at this point everyone knows it was Fort Wayne Mad Ants who were just hosting everybody's overflow of draft picks. And now you're a quick, technically 30-minute drive away, but Toronto traffic, hour and a half.
Yeah, you don't know.
On a good day. Charlie Brown once again tries to get the jump on Harris, and that one goes out of bounds. There we go, those hustle plays.
Deflection 165.
Tonight, this quarter. He's been lights out here for Raptors 905. Defending Harris. Hauser finds himself with a world of space in the paint. He makes it count.
They're doing a lot of switching on defense, which is giving some mismatches. But as you see Coach screaming for the 5 seconds in the key, they're doing the right thing.
Turnover, so they'll get a chance to make it right on the offensive end. 9:05, down 7 here, 26 seconds left in the third quarter. Murray, full court defense-ish on Chandler, but he doesn't get the ball. It goes to Perry, and now he'll be defended by Harris, and this is a good test for him. Harris, a seasoned vet. Perry finding his sea legs, and a foul called. Murray a little too aggressive. Murray Jr.'s 3rd personal foul. He has 16 points and a quiet 4 of 5 from 3.
You see Quincy talking to Tyler. Have a little powwow chat at half right here. trying to give him some guidance and help him set a play up.
A little kiki, if you will, International Women's Day.
But that's what this league is all about, that leadership, being able to have frank conversations, growth, and developing yourself.
Newcomer Loudon Love, he's going to get his second piece of action here tonight as Guerrier takes the seat. Off from the line. Harris back the other way. Two-man game. Good defense by 905. Turns it over. Brown Jr. throws up a prayer, but needed a little more mustard on it. All right. "12 minutes remaining here at Paramount Fine Food Center. We have a 7-point game. College Park Skyhawks up on Raptors 905. But 7 points in basketball doesn't mean much these days as Harris comes out flying and
he took an awkward fall.
Taking a moment, yeah, he slipped and
He
fell.
slipped before he was going down, yeah. And then he hit a knee. I think knee on knee, maybe.
Take another look at exactly what transpired. Oh, he stepped on Gilliard's foot. That's always going to cause a little bit of awkwardness because your brain's expecting a solid surface and then he slips and slides.
Anyone who goes down and holds their knee, I cringe.
Yeah, honestly, we've all been there. Looks like he's okay. Harris will go to the line. He'll shoot 1 for 2. And to your point of this foul situation for 905, just something to keep an eye on as that one drops for Harris. You have Gino with 5, Perry 3. Guerrier has 3 as well. And then Lacey James fouled out in the third with 6.
And that's unfortunate, right? James, he's playing his first big minute for the team after coming over. You wanted to see him play a little bit more and see what he could bring to the table. He got caught in some positions that, were unfortunate for him. He's a big guy trying to guard some small, wiry guards. He got caught on some calls that are help the helper. The offensive dive inside, and then couldn't get him out before he got the other foul, right?
Yeah, it's finding your rhythm, finding your role within a team as we take another look at this foul. A little bit of clutching and grabbing from Chandler. Harris, this one goes in his favor.
They also let a lot go yesterday. We were talking about that, how there was a lot of no calls. And I feel like today they're calling a much tighter game.
Harris comes up with it. Topic reconsiders and goes to Franklin instead, trying to regain some of that personality from 3 that we saw yesterday.
And 5-on-4 right now. Murray's down the other end of the court. You take advantage.
Guerrier does take advantage, goes up, gets fouled.
And that's why you attack. When you're looking at an advantage of numbers, unfortunate that someone's hurting at the other end of the floor, but ball's in play, you got to go.
Just quick maths.
Quincy's had a solid game today, too. He's on the line right now. But he's got 10 points. He's doing a lot of things defensively as well.
Yeah, made a couple threes, 2 for 4. Perfect from the line. 2 for 3, excuse me.
9-5 coming out in this full court press.
Harris thinks about it, reconsiders. Franklin now to Murray Jr., defended by Key. The switch is on. Gilliard slides, and Harris takes off.
Harris is a comeback. I like the full court press, though. They've been aggressive on defense. It's translated into really good offense for them. And the Skyhawks haven't done that well with pressure. So them picking up full court, I think it's a good move.
Hopefully it takes a little bit out of the shooters. They don't get their legs behind it.
Well, that's it, too. You're looking to tire them out. There's 10 minutes left in this game. They played a lot of minutes. Shooters need energy to shoot.
Yep.
So if you can tire them out with a full court press, give yourself a chance.
Charlie Brown Jr. back in the game.
Putting him back in also gives yourself a chance.
Dwight Murray Jr. at the line for the spot.
Murray Jr. at the line. Drew Jones pleads his case with our official about the foul that was called. It's the second time they're saying, hey, my player was standing pat. One was Lacey early in the game on the baseline. This is not the same.
Some of these calls are up for debate.
Omorui gets fouled on his way to the rim.
I stopped it.
Bowden. That's his second. Third, check that. Omorui off. That's his first trip to the line.
Crazy to think that whole game was his first time he's touched the free throw line.
Well, because he's been so silky down at the baseline. He's not even giving anyone a chance to block him, touch him, or anything. He's been so elusive.
Harris is really starting to take over for this guy.
Omorui looks for the backdoor cut. Guerrier can't get there.
No, the 9:05 to start this quarter seemed to have gone away from that offensive simplicity that was really an advantage to them for the first three. They were playing in space, they were passing to open players, they were moving the ball. Right now they look a little discombobulated.
We'll see if their defense can carry them through this defensive possession as Harris goes to the rim. You just said he's taking over, and here we go.
He scored the last 3 buckets, and all on drive to the basket. He is playing into that foul problem for the 9:05.
Omorui! Chef's kiss. His first 3 of the game. The answer, no one's home for College Park. He with the rebound. Guerrier tries the finesse, but he gets the foul, so he'll go to the line. Shoot 1 for 2.
That's what they need to do. They're smaller, they're faster, they're more athletic. They need to attack and transition every opportunity they get. Look at his take. Attack the body, and probably could have got an and one, and he knew it right there. You see that?
Yeah, the frustration. Yeah. Taking it out on the equipment, on the stanchion. But yeah, to your point, there's always going to be a mismatch, and that goes offensively and defensively. It means there's going to be a smaller guard on somebody who's forward. So take it to him on the handle, and then, you know, on the defensive end, hope the help comes.
Now this is a matchup I like. Yes, he can shoot the ball. But that is a smaller guard who is faster and quicker and has quick hands.
Tidy from Franklin for 2. 10-point lead now for College Park. Guerrier moves it quick. Perry with the fake, dices. Gets it to the corner. Absolutely. Kino for 3.
And that's what Tyler Perry can do. He is a threat from the three-point line, so you have to respect him. And then his ability to attack a closeout and hit an open shooter, that facilitator in him, that's why he's playing so well.
Closeout on Harris. Gilliard has seen that drive before, says not this time. Toppin outside. Miss from deep. Transition opportunity for Raptors 9:05. Miss at the rim for Gino, and back the other way come the Skyhawks.
I think Gino would like that one back. He didn't think he was that open.
Well, I think that the seas kind of parted.
It did.
And he wasn't expecting it. They said, we're going to give up the layup at the rim, but we're going to take away the three-point shot in the corner. And he was almost stunned at the opportunity.
This is that guard-on-guard play.
A great crossover from Joyner. using his body to get between him and the defender, getting a clear look at the rim.
Some really good point guard battles today. They're all so quick and have that really fast first step. So being able to close out under control and being able to move laterally quickly is going to be a big deal in these next 7 minutes.
Joyner makes it. Gilliard now. Defended by Joyner. Gets it to Key. Surveys. Finds space in the paint. Misses the putback. Okay, athlete. The one-handed putback gets fouled. He'll go to the line.
Key's quietly had himself a really solid game. He's got 10 points, 4 assists. He's got a lot of effort plays, and he seems to be in the right place at the right time.
Tyler Perry, he'll take a break. Charlie Brown Jr. joins us once again. 2 players on 905 have 20-plus points. Brown Jr. is 1. Gino, 27. But Key, double digits. Perry, double digits. Guerrier, double digits. So they're getting scoring from everywhere, which is nice because that's exactly what College Park does. They spread it around. Yeah. Also, double digits for basically everybody. Yeah. Joyner and Franklin the exception. Gilliard locked in. Joyner defers. Elbow shot misses. Rebound Guerrier, and Chandler tries to survey.
It was a great defensive possession for them. They switched everything, which gave them the ability to stay in front of the ball handler and attack the pass.
Gilliard uses the screen. Guerrier trying to roll. Mismatch in the paint. Shot from the outside is off. And there's that mismatch being advantageous. Guerrier is also calling for a substitution. I don't know if his coaching staff saw him.
Good things happen when 905 stay on the old boards.
He just got Jones's attention. If I was College Park, I'd be going right at him on defense. You see a guy calling for a sub? Give me the ball.
ISO.
Some of us are built different, though.
Grabbing that calf.
Yeah, foul called here. Key stops the play, gets a sub for his teammate Guerrier, who's in some discomfort. Omarui is back in the game. He's got to be careful. He has 5 fouls here. 6 minutes left.
That put up with my shenanigans every game. And look at these lovely ladies. This is Ashley talking to Mika Nurse, who are part of the broadcast crew tonight. Love that you're here with me. And we love every woman and everybody that's helping us on the broadcast each and every day.
10s across the board, no notes.
No one loves
from
it.
All the women on the broadcast. Gilliard score if you agree. Yep, 2 points. Absolutely. Okay. We had Quincy Guerrier go to the back after his calf was cramping. He's back on the bench and that's going to bring everyone to their feet. Clash of the Titans.
That hurt my chest.
Awarded as a defensive foul on Key.
I don't know. He was there for a long time. Oh, yeah, there's the shift. But it looked very intense.
Let's delete that from the tape. Yeah, it was close. It was close. And it always looks worse live. Yes. The 1-2, bing, bang.
But you got to like putting your body there for that sacrifice. Because you knew he was coming hard.
Yeah, he made a business decision. It didn't pay off. And now 1 for 2. For College Park off.
Ball doesn't lie. No, I'm just kidding.
But Tamika does.
It was a foul.
That's okay. Listen, you need to be good to be lucky. And 905 have brought it within 3 points here at Paramount Fine Food Center. Swinging the ball nicely. Gilliard short. Gino can't get it. And it's going to be College Park back the other way. Joyner scoping for an early opportunity. Defended by Brown Jr. Switch. Advantageous for Joyner. Goes downhill. And Gino has those 5 fouls. So that business decision that we talked about, he said, I'm more valuable to my team for the next 5 minutes than that foul there.
And that's tough. That's when you need back right there, right?
Chandler knows it. Gilliard's going to zap him up right now.
Okay, got 5 minutes. Head back in the game. Next play, move on. That's all you can do right now.
Better that be on the same page and not connecting than misreading the play and having to go back to the drawing board.
Absolutely. I love the defense from Gilliard. Up in his face, making him uncomfortable.
2 more for Harris. He has 25 here tonight. Up top! Underhead top! Charlie Brown Jr. And now a chance to make a play on defense. Harris downhill once again. Key block.
Ref didn't know. He had to look over the other guy. He wasn't sure what to call, a block or a travel.
And that one looked like it stung a little bit. Key taking a moment to get up.
He's taking a lot of shots. You know, we talked about earlier him just being in the right place at the right time, but defensively, sometimes that right place at the right time hurts a little bit. He's doing everything he can to give his team a chance. And that's all you can ask from, you know, a role player like that.
You just have to know that Harris and Joyner are getting the ball and they're going downhill. That's all they've shown us in the second half so far. Not to say that they can't hit shots. It's just their MO right now has been, you think you can D me up? I'm going to take anyone 1v1.
And if you're a player, you're Joyner or Harris, like, until you stop it, why would I not?
Why would I?
The ref is helping. I'm scoring. We are winning. You know, you stick with what works.
Brown Jr. thought about it. Mulligan is off. Bowden with the board. Opportunity to reset for the Skyhawks. Harris once again. He was already going downhill before he even got the ball. Great defense by Gino in that moment to really make him work for it. And can 905 capitalize? A little bit of a push in the back. No call. Harry goes down and a turnover. What a hustle play from Brown Jr. coming from the defensive ends.
Deflection 175.
Deflection 239. And this is what you love from a player.
It's just effort. It's nothing but hustle and heart. And you can do that all day long.
Looking to get into the top 6 in the Eastern Conference. That's who makes the playoffs. Raptors 905. They fell below 500 for the first time in a long time, 12-13. But hey, there's still 8 games left in the season, and they play the majority of Eastern Conference opponents. So this tail end of their season is of the utmost importance. And that miss by Harris is something that he's going to want back, but the foul by Perry nonetheless.
Harris comes down the lane like a freight train. I don't like to compare people to LeBron. That's not what I'm trying to do. But
here we are.
But think about it for a second. Like, the thing about him is that he comes at you with such size and such speed that it's hard to defend that type of size with momentum. And a lot of what we've seen in the last quarter is him with size and speed coming at you full tilt. It is very hard to defend that defensively, no matter who you are.
And it's intimidating, and if you try to get the jump on him and beat him to the spot, stop on a dime, pull up from the elbow. No problem, Cash. We love the versatility of his game. The 905 are having a little bit of trouble with it right now. Kevon Harris has 29 points, 8 of 9 from the line. But Omarui has been very good in his own right, matching that game-high point total of 29 so far. Juricic, a nice drive to the bucket there. He now has 20.
If I'm the 905, I'm going to pick up a little bit higher so that I'm not having my first contact with the defender coming full speed at me at the three-point line. And if I'm the 905, I'm going to keep feeding Charlie Brown Jr.
The entire time. Force feed. Appetizer, main, dessert. Joyner likes what he sees, comes up short. Gilliard on the move. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. 7-point game. Gino, you're lying! You're lying! The confidence! We love to see it. 30-plus points.
Shooters shoot, and they don't think about it.
Two points. Retaining the lead here in less than 2 minutes. Now every foul, you have to shoot two if you get fouled. Turnover instead. Great defense by Perry.
That is an incredible play by Tyler Perry. To sprint back in transition, to get a hand in the way, to make it hard for Joyner. Again, this is just flat out effort. And to have the smarts to knock it off him so you get the ball back.
And then get the ball back, absolutely. Foul called. Off ball.
And that's Perry again, drawing a foul on the offensive end. This is why he played in the fourth quarter yesterday. This is why the coaches trusted him to be in the game when it really mattered.
Perry knocks the first one down. And we talk about it being a heck of a night for Gino and Charlie. They both have career high in assists with 8. And then Gino, his career high in points is 34.
Oh, he's on the cusp.
So, yeah, it's about to be a big, big night. But the win is, I'm sure, what they'll take. 4 points here, 135. Skyhawks, the clock is to their advantage. Harris doesn't seem to care. He takes it to the bucket, spins it around to the left side.
Gino's got to be careful, right? He's got those fouls. And if you're the Skyhawks, you take advantage of that because you need Gino in the game if you're the 905.
Backs down top in, loses his balance, and Harris is able to turn it over. You see the disappointment, but now it's Joyner. Yep, 2 points right at the rim. Perry runs into Toppin, shoots it on the second attempt. Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Perry from Kansas State.
If you don't know, now you know. Fortuitous, that ball goes out of bounds. Looking for Toppin, he can't control it. 5 points, 102, fourth quarter.
I feel like we've been here before.
Where have we seen? Yeah, exactly. And last night there was 2 opportunities for Raptors 905 to tie it with 3-point shots. Both missed. Gino said absolutely not again. Not in my house.
That could have been an and one. We're going to roll that tape back later, and that could have been an and one.
Gino, career high. Harris breaks him down. That foul.
It's just tough, right? You know you need him in the game, so he cannot risk getting a foul.
They'll trade a 3 for a 2, though.
All day.
Can they make magic happen again? Gino's feeling it this time to the rack. Lays it in. 2-point game. 23 seconds. Harris is fouled. But it doesn't seem it was intentional from Charlie Brown Jr.
Foul Harris a half. It's way better than fouling him under the rim.
Or shooting a 3-point shot.
If
we're going optimism. But the problem is now he's going to be at the line. He has to shoot 2, however. Because we are in the final 2 minutes of the game. Kevon Harris, 33 points to his name so far tonight. He's been 8 of 9 from the line, 9 of 16 from the field.
He only had 10 at half. He had a monster second half. Crowd does not like this call.
No. These are loyalists here. Yes, Harris, 80% from the line this season. And again, an opportunity to stick it to your old team. Not that there's bad blood. It's just the fact of the matter. Those are the rules. We don't make them up.
No. And you're back here. Everything feels a little comfortable. You played here a long time. Shot on these rims a lot. Everything feels real easy.
Cash is in the first.
It's a lot of time left in this game. 23 seconds is a lot of time in a basketball game.
128, 125, three-point game. Opportunity to make it 2 possessions. Nails the second. And then Raptors 905, they want a timeout to talk things over. 23.6 seconds left, Tamika. Track with 8 games left in the regular season into the playoffs.
And if you're Gino, like, this is your moment, this is your opportunity, and you stepped into the spotlight. You did exactly what you were supposed to do, and you got to be proud of yourself.
Right to Gino in the block. Toppin trying to guard him. Big body. Foul called as he goes up with the right hand. Great situation. Clock stopped. 2 shots.
And if you're the 905, that's exactly what you wanted. You ISO Gino on the block. You say go to work, and he gives you what you need.
Joey Hauser looking to check in, 6'9". Could be looking for a little bit more height here to take advantage of.
And Joey can shoot from outside too, right?
3 of 4 tonight.
A little bit of a mismatch issue when you have someone that big that can step out and hit a 3 consistently.
He waiting to sub out Gino at the line, it seems.
And go offense, defensive.
Yeah.
Here. You can't afford not to have Gino in the game.
Well,
the last
because
possession.
it's a cakewalk to the bucket
Yeah,
because he needs to be in.
exactly.
Yep. Does his job. Sub comes in.
Now you just got to be able to get him back in, right?
Yep. 905 have a timeout. So no problem there.
Well, at least it's exciting again, right? They did exactly what they were supposed to do. Well, you're looking at 39 and 26. Brown's
Big
got
minutes.
8 assists. Gino's got 8 assists. Gilliard's got 9. They shared the ball. They played well. They played together.
Harris under pressure. Toppin gets it as the outlet. He's fouled by Gilliard, 14.3.
Well, Toppin hasn't shot a free throw yet today. So if you're going to foul somebody, foul the guy that's cold.
He'll head to the line.
Jacob Toppin at the line of the skybox, shooting 2 shots.
Wilson gets loud. You're going to make it uncomfortable for him.
No question about the first one. Very calm as we get Gino back in. He takes out Key, the offense-defense that you talked about, Tamika, on display here. We'll tell Charlie Brown Jr., hey, get out of the low block. That's all me.
You got to think this next possession is going to the Gino. And he's either going to put this one up or he's going to pass it to Charlie Brown Jr.
Topping good on both, 2 for 2. Raptors call timeout. They want to draw something up here for the inbounds. Down 4. This is almost deja vu.
Right?
Perry, Gourrier, Gilliard, Gino, Brown Jr. on the floor. 4 points, 14 seconds. Get it in to Gino. Brown Jr. looks for the handoff. Bowden slips. The 3 from the corner is off. And it's a loose ball foul. Push on the back. Juricic hits the deck. That's a tough break.
That's a tough call. Tough call.
Showed a lot of character. Raptors 905 here tonight. And Juricic is at the line. He's missed 2. For what it's worth tonight, he's 2 for 4. Nails the first. Still a 2-possession game, 7 seconds left.
You're going to need a really quick scoring foul.
Crazier things have happened, Tamika.
Absolutely.
2 for 2. Those are big-time shots under a lot of pressure. Still 2-possession game, however.
You're going to get a quick 3 here. I think Gino, maybe Perry.
Drew Jones having words with the officials, trying to collaborate on where the ball will be inbounded.
I think he was clarifying, and I think he was right.
So Drew Jones is understandably upset as he gets ejected from this game. The reason that he's upset, and honestly I understand, is Perry just got called on the off-ball foul on the play before, push on the back, and Perry was trying to come around the screen and got held.
100%, and held before the ball was inbounded, which is a whole different situation. He's seen some, what he deems, missed calls for most of this game. He's been pretty vocal for most of the game. And I think, you know, when you have that situation going on for most of the game, it gets really frustrating. You know, that's a passionate coach. Even when we were in his post-game yesterday, that's a passionate coach who really just wants his players to win. And win in every sense of the game, you know?
Yep.
He spent a lot of time in development. He understands what this means to these guys, and you want a coach like that. Players will rally for a coach like that. So
the clock's just going to run out, and it's going to be College Park who take the second in a row. And to your point, he's feeling those losses for his team.